Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy Moody, your coach of the Westchester Weavers, and today we have our SSL week. I believe it's week 6. No, week 9. Week 8. I think. Yeah, we're like 3 and 5. So week 9. Matchup against the Oakland Roseraiders, coached by King L5. It's gonna be a tough one, but we're gonna try and pull out the W here. L5 has got a very threatening team with the ever so annoying Jirachi. Jirachi could be a lot of things, and it is the Serene Grace Flinch Master. Then he's also got the Primavera, the Needle King, the Gallade, the Hydreigon, and the Porygon Z. So his team is actually really good. Mega Gallade is arguably a lot better in Gen 7 because of the speed boosts, and it just has so much coverage and a sky high attack stat. And it's got actually like pretty good like bulk stat too to it. But and then Hydreigon is a Z-Mon user. It gets so much coverage. It could be like Z anything. Porygon 2, very high special attacking Mon. It could just be really threatening in general. Not so worried about that one, but you know, you gotta worry about everything. Needle King, definitely a threat right now. I don't really have a lot for Needle King on my team. Not a lot of good options, at least. Primavera, very good Mon too. He got that nice tier 3 value. Definitely one of the better tier 3s. He's actually probably got the 2 best tier 3s in Primavera and Needle King, or at least like top tier 3s, if that makes sense. He's got like at least 2 of the top 6, 5, 6. I don't know. I would have to look at the list, but those are definitely 2 really big threats. And yeah, I mean, that's his team. So let's get into my team. We got the Count, Noivern, rocking with Draco, Psychic, Flamethrower, and U-Turn with that crispy frisk ability to see what's going on with some of his mons. And then we got Liberty, our Victini with Assault Vest. Sorry guys. Dazzling Gleam, V-Create, Bolt Strike, and I believe Zen Headbutt, yes. And then we got Washed Up, the Rotom, with a rocking Will-O-Wisp, Volt Switch, Hydro Pump, and Pain Split. Pretty standard stuff for a Rotom, but you know, I mean, there's not that crazy amount of stuff you can do with Rotom. I was debating whether or not to try to like trick maybe like a Primavera, maybe give it like some sort of Scarf or something, but Primavera can be very strong. I was thinking about also putting Thunderbolt on it instead of Volt Switch, but no, I just wanted the tempo. And then we have Damien Wayne, the Gligar, with Defog, Roost, Earthquake, and Stone Edge. Stone Edge. Stone Edge was for, he does have a Talonflame, and did not want that doing any sort of shenanigans. And then we have Musharna, our like 12 Mon, with Calm Mind, Psychic, Dazzling Gleam, and Moonlight. This has a Colbberry on it to take 1 Dark Pulse from Hydreigon, and Dazzling Gleam it back, and then or at least take 1 Dark Pulse. This has a lot of Spadef in it, so I could potentially take another one after taking 1, but it will be very, very close. And then we got Hold Me Back from the Doublade with Secret Sword, Sacred Sword, Shadow Sneak, Shadow Claw, and Swords Dance. So Hold Me Back kind of has a good matchup on his team with Jirachi and Mega Gallade. The Shadow Claw is going to hurt both of them a lot. Against Gallade, I have to be very careful because he will hit me with a fat knockoff. But if I can get a Shadow Claw, I can live a knockoff around like at like 40ish, 50. So if I am at full, I can Shadow Claw. I get Shadow Claw the Gallade, and then Shadow Sneak it. General idea. And then Jirachi, I can Shadow Claw or Shadow Sneak as well. Jirachi can't do like really annoying shit. like Toxic me. But Jirachi does get the coverage to beat Doublade in the sense of like Fire Punch. I mean, Doublade's pretty bulky, especially with the Violet. Um, like I'm not even running any defense investment, and I know I could take a whole bunch of hits. I'm rocking like almost max special defense to take one Dark Pulse from Hydreigon or one Shadow Ball from, he did have an Alakazam. With that, I can Sacred Sword the Hydreigon back, or get off another Shadow Sneak with the Alakazam. But yes, and then also it allows me to take a Shadow Ball from the Porygon Z, or Dark Pulse from the Porygon Z. I believe Porygon Z gets Dark Pulse. I think like Porygon Z gets Dark Pulse. I know it gets Shadow Ball. Not sure about the Dark Pulse, but because my team, probably Dark Pulse or Shadow Ball would actually be better, in my opinion. But oh my god, sorry guys, it is late when I'm recording this. But yeah, so looking at this matchup as well, it looks like Noivern is going to be the fastest Mon, even without a Scarf. Well, if assuming that he doesn't have any Scarf Mons, but Noivern is the fastest Mon on the field with a Choice Scarf. So I'm going to lead that and try to scout out what he wants to play. So I lead this, and then he leads a Primavera. He reveals a Wakanberry. So this was definitely designed to take like a Bull Strike, or like something from the Rotom Wash, or potentially like a Tyranitar Thunder Punch or something along those lines. So I can't stay in because this thing could get Ice Beam or just Moonblast the shit out of me. So I decided to go into this, and he decides to Scald right there. I get the burn. Not the worst thing in the world for Washed Up to get burned. I would prefer it to get burnt rather than Toxic, to be fair. But this scenario right here, I really wish I had Toxic, because I would have just dropped the Toxic on this. But he has that, so I decided to Volt Switch and try to pop the Wakanberry, so Bolt Strike will ensure skill. So I go into Noivern, and he reveals the Steelium Z. That was most likely for the Clefable that I have. Very interesting to know. It gives me a nice speed tier stat, and it also allows me to pretty much assume that he is more specially leaning Hydreigon. I mean, it makes sense, but the physical stat is a valid stat as well. But this the special set is obviously better. So right here, I don't think he's going to stay in, so I decided to U-turn again, and then we go back into the Rotom. And I think right here, I decided to Will-O-Wisp right here. I decided to Will-O-Wisp because I thought he might be going into the Nidoking right there, but he doesn't, and he decides to go for the Moonblast. Kind of unfortunate with the burn. I decided to Pain Split right here to just try to get even a little more chip on. He gets a crit with that Scald, and what that crit allows him to do on this play is it allows him to go into Nidoking pretty much for free. Well, not for free. I was thinking he would go into the Nidoking right here, but I just decided to full switch. It was kind of just a tough play, honestly. I wish I Hydroed right there. I really wish I Hydroed. That would have been really nice. But right here, something pretty much has to die. I don't want to overpredict and go into Doublade, because Doublade, like, even if Doublade comes in, it's not like it's doing much. I was thinking about going with the Gligar, but Rotom is pretty worn down at this point. So I just decided to let this thing die on the off chance somehow I live that he's maybe not max attack, or max special attack, but he is, and that's perfectly fine. We decided to just Calm Mind right here, and then get a little boost. Originally on this Musharna, I actually have Baton Pass, and I kind of wish I did have Baton Pass in this scenario. The original plan was to Baton Pass into a special Victini, and then just get it pop in, but that obviously didn't come into fruition. So this Jirachi can do whatever it wants on this turn. I just decided to scout to see kind of like the damage and kind of see what this Jirachi wants to do, and he decides to Toxic. Perfectly fine play. We go into Damian Wade, and he gets up a sub. Kind of annoying, but we do have to break the sub real quick. He decides to Toxic, knowing that I can't have immunity because this is my Defogger. Yeah, so Kasger can run immunity, but he can't run immunity and defog at the same time, I believe. So I have to run Hypercutter. I think that's how it works. I forget exactly how it works, but regardless, I was running Hypercutter. So I decided to Earthquake right here. No, I don't. I go to Blade. So he gets up another sub, which is fine. I just decided to Shadow. He Fire Punches me, and that does like 28%. So we just Shadow Claw. Then we can go for another Shadow Claw. But we decided to go for a Sacred Sword because I predicted him to either want to go into the Hydreigon or the Porygon Z right here. So I just decided the Sacred Sword, and that does a lot. That does a nice 65%, but this is still not, what's it called? This is still not, what was I going to say? This is still not Shadow Sneak range. So I decided to go into Musharna and to eat that Dark Pulse with that Cobra Berry. It does about 30%, so the next one is going to do around 60-ish. Oh, shit. Sorry, guys. Pause recording. Resume recording. Yeah, so the next one is about to do about 60-ish. But if he gets like low rolled here, then this Hydreigon's dead. So he does get a lower roll, and then I do kill with the Dazzling Gleam, but I do die as well. That's kind of fine. I'll take that. And then I go into Doublade. Kind of have to sack something right here because I do not want Doublade getting burnt, and I don't really want to switch into a Premiera with Noivern. So I decided to go into Victini right here, and I decided to V-Create. V-Create had a roll to kill. So I decided to just right for the V-Create. I was debating whether or not to just go Bull Strike, but I didn't want him to go into Nidoking and get like a free turn into Nidoking. So we just did that. And then he is dead, and then he goes into Gallade. Fearing the knockoff, I decided to go into this. If this thing gets knocked off, it's not the worst thing in the world. He goes into here. So right here, this is a big play right here. So I had a choice whether or not to Draco or to Flamethrower. The benefits of Dracoing is it potentially puts him in Shadow Sneak range. If he is a like standard max attack, max speed Gallade, then he will be in Shadow Sneak range. Which could be potential. And then if he's in Shadow Sneak range, then maybe the Doublade can beat this, and then the Jirachi, and then hopefully the Porygon 2, and then Victini could beat Nidoking. That's the hope. But I was debating whether or not that he would stay in or try to switch into the Jirachi to take a Flamethrower. And I was like, man, I don't know what to do. This is a big play. Obviously, if I Draco, it's really bad for Jirachi. So I did Draco, and then he does switch into the Jirachi. I'm like, fuck, man, that sucks. So I kind of just have the Flamethrower right here. That does 22, not enough to break the sub, but it puts him at like 9%. I have to just get hope for a high roll, but I don't. And he Iron Heads right here and just kills me. I was like, man, fuck. I think I lost. Oh no. I was like, damn, I totally lost right here. And so that Fire Punch puts me in what's called in knockoff range for the Gallade. And then I go into that. And then I know I can take one Earth Power with Liberty. So I do, and then we take like an 85%, and that with the AV, and then I just Zen Headbutt right here because I don't want to lose a boost. Forcing him to go in the Gallade, and Gallade just cleans up right here. Kind of tough game. Things would have been a lot more interesting if I decided to Flamethrower over Draco on the Noivern, but with the Noivern, fearing the Jirachi switch. But hope you guys can kind of understand my rationale in that Gallade was definitely a problem, and I needed to get it into Shadow Sneak range, especially with the last couple of mons I had. But he made the nice play and went into Jirachi. So, good game to L5. Yeah, I think we're like 3-6 right now, or 3-5, something like that. 3-5 or 3-6. No, this is week 8. We're 3-5. But yeah, so that's our SSL match. Hope you guys enjoyed the battle. But until next time, Booty claws.
Out. Peace.